Hello and welcome back to another video, but today we're doing a new style of video where I will be talking to you and telling you why you should buy the CSL DD. And before we start, if you want the short answer, yes, if you have the money and you are interested, I would say buy it. But if you want more details on why you should buy it, just listen to me. And to make this more interesting, or not as boring as it will if I'm just talking, I will be driving a car by talking to you about what the CSL DD actually is. Okay, so the CSL DD is a wheelbase which without the boost kit produces 5 Newton meters of power.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
With the boost kit, which is the setup I have, it produces 8 Newton meters, which is a few more times more than my old steering wheel, a Thrustmaster TX, which is basically the T300. I think it's about like 2.5 times more, but if you want to say a Logitech wheel, I believe it's about 3 times more. And then why this actually is such a revolutionary thing, if you don't know, is because it uses a technology called direct drive. And the thing with direct drive is, we go back to the Logitech, it uses gears, and I believe it's called rack and pinion system what they use, which to transfer the force feedback from the game through the motors and to the steering wheel. But the problem with that is that if you basically turn, it's known to have sort of a cogging noise, which isn't the best, and it's not as smooth force feedback. So that's quite a cheap technology compared to this, but a better technology than the gears is what I used to have in a belt. No, it's called a belt system. And what that uses is instead of gears transferring the force feedback, it uses belts and gear ratios to make the force feedback seem heavier, because the motors are quite small. But the thing with that is that because you use gear ratios, then the motors are quite small and not super hard and big, which means less actual torque from them, and it's not the smoothest, and because you have these different things, gears and things, which can eliminate some of the smaller details in the force feedback which you might want, which isn't the best. And that's why we have direct drive technology, where my steering wheel is directly connected to the motor of the wheelbase. And this means that the motor is much larger, emits more torque, and because of the wider range, torque range, and because it's also connected directly to the motor, you feel everything that the game wants to detail. So you'll feel the difference of, let's say, a car in Forza Horizon 5, which I'm driving currently, and a Formula 1 car in F1 2021. So those are the big things with direct drive wheels. The difference. But what's so special about the CSL DD? Well, as I said, it has a maximum of 8 Newton meters of torque, which is not the highest compared to the other ones, which have like over 20. But the thing with those is that they cost a lot more. I believe the fanatec DD2, which is the most powerful one from fanatec, costs about 1,200, 1,300 euros, where somewhere a bit more than 1,000 euros. And the Decimitude 2 Ultimate, which produces 32 Newton meters of torque, it costs about a bit more than 2,000 euros. So as you can see there, there's quite a big difference in what actual torque is, but then you have to pay a large amount for that torque. And that's why this, with the base price of 350 euros, is such a big thing, because it disturbed the market, the direct drive market, because now everyone has to, if they want to be competing for that middle range, mid-tier market of mid-expensive wheelbases, they'll have to make a direct drive. And that's why I changed, because of fanatics of the CSL DD and the actual ecosystem, which is quite good. Much better than what Thrustmaster has, in my opinion, and what they're doing currently with their direct drive wheel, which nobody knows anything about. So, what are my main points about? What are my main positives about the CSL DD? Well, it's much heavier. It feels much heavier because it's more powerful than other wheelbases for its price. Some have the same, but they are all belt and or gear driven, which means the motors aren't as large and you don't get as much detail. The ecosystem of the CSL DD of Fanatec is really good, but a few competitors are trying to get about the same, which I'm really interested to see what's going to happen there. And then from driving here, the engine feels really smooth and the details feel really nice, because even if I go here, and Forza Horizon 5 is the most acclaimed game with force feedback, I can still feel quite a bit. And when you go over the grass, you can really feel, when you're on asphalt and you go on the grass with, let's say, your right side tires, you really feel, oh, my right side is in the dirt. So it's quite good in that way. But everything has its negatives. And from what I've heard, because I haven't tried, a lot of people are claiming that this doesn't have enough power, which I don't fully care about, because I haven't tried an really expensive wheelbase. But that's what they say, and in my opinion this is actually quite good for anyone. But I would still quite like a bit more, actually. And then, as I said, the price is quite expensive, so it's not like your everyday one which will compete with Fanatec and most Thrustmaster wheels, but it's still a really good, the best wheel for its price range. And then another negative, you can say, is that this version I have only is compatible with PC and Xbox, and to make it compatible with PlayStation you have to buy the CSL DD GT, which is made for Gran Turismo. So it's okay, but if you want to, you can only buy it with a special steering wheel and the CSL pedals, which means that you have to take those. So if you want something else, you have to buy it at a later date. So I'd hope for Fanatec to sell something else. But as you can maybe interpret from what my negatives is, that mostly they're not a lot about this product. I believe this product is a really good wheel, and that a lot of people, and if you're interested in it, you should buy it. So in conclusion, the CSL DD uses direct drive wheel system, which means it's directly connected to the engine, for the ultimate experience with force feedback and detail in it. It has 5 or 8 Newton meters maximum output, depending on what you want to pay for it, and it has disturbed the whole mid-tier sim racing market because of its superior technology and, in my opinion, superior ecosystem. So, to make all of this make sense for you, if you're in the market for a mid-tier wheel and you're interested in buying, if you're interested in buying anything from there, buy this. Buy the CSL DD. I would recommend the boost kit from the videos I've heard who's used both. I've only used the boost kit and it feels really good, even in Forza Horizon 5 or other games which don't have the best force feedback. And if you want me to do a review on the steering wheel I use, comment it down below. And if Fanatec want me to review anything, you can just contact me via my Instagram, or in the future I might make a business email depending on the interest. Next video will be on, I believe it will be on the new electric hypercar coming to Forza Horizon 5, which will be very interesting to see. But if you want any more CSL DD videos, comment it down below as you want. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. But until my next video, I've been Racinglegend, you've been my amazing viewers. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.